This conference will now be recorded.
Hi friends, welcome to AWS Infrastructure Automation with Terraform. See, already in previous classes we saw how Terraform will help us in terms of infrastructure as a code. I mean IAC. So in order to create IAC, how Terraform will work, right? Those things we saw in previous classes, and also we saw some of the scripts, Terraform scripts, how to create some instance, right? Some S3 bucket, something like that. We have created some simple Terraform scripts and we executed them, and we saw the result as well, right? But anyway, those things are, once if you are good with uh, different concepts of your Terraform, then you can able to do those things. See, Terraform is also one language, right? That means, see, like a shell or C or Python scripting, whatever it may be. In each and every language, you should know some minimum concepts like what is a variable, how to print, how to read a variable value, what are the loops, right? What are the conditions, if condition, something like that. See, almost in all languages, these concepts must be there, but the way how you are going to use them is different. Suppose, in order to understand about variables. So anyway, in this today's class, we are going to discuss about variables of your Terraform. Before going to Terraform, guys, see, some of you people know about shell scripting and some of you people know about Python scripting. First of all, let me go with your any one of them. See, for those who knows about shell scripting, guys, for them I am going to define some simple variable. Okay, let me write simple script demo.sh. See, in shell script, suppose, anyway, don't worry about very first line, right? That is bin bash. Suppose if you want to define some variable, suppose you are writing like x equals to 2. And whenever, if you want to try to print them, right? Echo the value of your x. Your x is, suppose you are going to write your x variable so that that will be printed, right? See, for your understanding purpose, first I have written some simple shell script, right? This is your shell script. Let me do this cat demo.sh. So this is your script. Now I am going to run it, guys. I am going to run directly without modifying the execution permissions. Yes, you can also run in this way, right? You are getting your output x value as 2, right? Let me go with the same way in Python script, because some of you people don't know about shell scripting, right? So just to understand your variable, because uh, already you people are, some of them are familiar with Python, some of them are familiar with shell scripting. So just I am reminding you how you can work out with variables in your language, right? Let me do one more demo python.sh, sorry, python py. Okay, anyway, I am going to take bin python. Okay, see, so just I am again, the way how you are going to define even in your Python scripting is also same, right? Let me take x equals to 2. But if you want to print your value, right, print, here instead of echo we have to use print. The value of x is, so here I want to print my x. Well, simple, comma x, or format also you can use, or like C print statement also you can use. Now let me run that. Anyway, this is Python, right? Yeah, let me do this Python your demo.py script. Sorry, not demo.py, demo, sorry, Python demo py.py, right? See, you're going to get your output value x as 2. First of all, you are going to define directly x equals to either in your Python or in your shell. Both the way how you are going to define in both shell and Python is of course almost similar, right? See, even if you see your Python, yes, you are defining x equals to 2. Even shell script also you are defining x equals to 2. So guys, we know that already x is a variable and in that we are storing 2, right? The same way, if you want to define in your Terraform, how you can define your variable in your Terraform. Let me go to my Windows command line. Meanwhile, I want to run here top command because I don't want to hang my terminal. Okay, anyway, See, guys, here I'm using my Windows terminal because already on my Windows I configured my credentials of AWS account. Okay. See, we are going to learn here how to use Terraform for AWS cloud. Of course, you can also work Terraform with any cloud, right? Yeah, including with VMware as well. Right. Okay, guys. See, let me move to my desktop, and there I'm going to create one directory called, what can I do? Terraform variables vars directory, and let me move into that Terraform vars. See, guys, as of now our directory is empty. Make sure that whenever if you are going to create some infrastructure with the help of Terraform, you need to write some code, right? And make sure that while writing code in that directory, there should not be anything other than your Terraform code. You should have only your Terraform files. That's it. Okay. So anyway, guys, you know, right, about, first of all, I'm going to write the provider.tf. See, this is for with whom, with which cloud you are going to work out. So for that you should have your provider details, and of course you can write your provider details in any name. I mean, you can provide the file name, any name.tf. Of course you can also give the best way. Whenever if you are going to provide credentials for your particular cloud, provider.tf is the best way. Okay, let me take that. It's provider.tf, and here I am going to write my provider, my cloud provider is AWS, right? Okay, and I am going to take in that default region as, suppose, US East 1. You can take any region. If you are not providing any region here, then whatever the region you have given in your credentials file, right, while running AWS configure command we saw in previous classes, right? So there, whatever the region is there, that will be considered here, in case if you are not going to provide any region. Okay, anyway, just now I created provider.tf. So guys, this is only for to understand by your Terraform with whom, for which cloud you are going to use Terraform. For that you have created this. That's it. Okay. So as of now, to understand your variables concept, forget about that provider.tf. Already we know about that, but forget about that. Okay. Now, guys, see here, in whenever if you are going to define some variables, again you can take any file name but extension as .tf, or of course if you are going with JSON, .tf JSON extension you need to take. But anyway, here we are going with the Terraform declarative language itself, right? And you need to write here some simple file. In that file you have to define your variable. Make sure that you can take any file name to define your variable, but there is a better way, best way. Whenever if you are going to work out with Terraform, and whenever if you are going to define some variables, it's better to consider the file name as variables.tf, right? You can take anything, but it's better way to take your file name as variables.tf. Okay, now let me do that. Vi, okay, I'm going to take vi meter variables.tf. Okay, see here, guys, in your shell or Python, right, whenever if you are going to take some variable values, right, you are writing simply x equals to 2, right? Don't go with C, because we are purely learning about automation. Okay, if you go with C, again you need to define int x equals to 2. Anyway, for automation, right, suppose we are, up to now we are using shell and Python. So based on that concept, if you correlate with that your Terraform, it's very, you can easily understand this. See, in shell or Python you are directly writing x equals to 2, but here it is not possible. You need to define like this: variable. Okay, suppose if I want to define x, right, let me take x, then I have to write something like this. And here you need to write the value for x, right? Suppose default equals to 2, you need to write. Okay, now let me save this, guys. Yeah, I need to delete this line, right? Anyway, I can use comment line hash. So hash is also used in your terraform to comment a line. See, observe here, if I want to define a variable, I have to take first keyword as variable, then your variable name, that too in quotation, then curly braces, then whatever the value you want to define for x, you should write like default equals to your value. Let me save this. Okay, terraform, guys. As of now, right, we have created our terraform files in this location, and this is very first time we are going to run, right? So whenever if you are going to run never whenever if you are going to run your terraform files at very first time, right, you need to always initiate terraform, sorry, terraform initialization, right? So that it will download the required plugin for your required cloud. So as of now, we are going to work out with AWS. See, it's showing that provider is AWS, and it will download the plugin to connect with your AWS cloud. See, Terraform directly can't connect with your AWS cloud. Not only AWS, even if you are going to work out with Azure cloud, right? So it won't directly connect that cloud. Whenever if you initiate your Terraform initiate command, right, that command will download the based on provider the required plugin to connect with your required cloud. That's it. Okay, so anyway guys, it will take some time to download your files. Yeah, it has been downloaded, and version is suppose 1.29 plugin. Okay, now what I am doing is terraform apply. So we know that what is the purpose of terraform apply. Terraform apply will run your Terraform files under the current location, under the current directory, to create your infrastructure. But of course, we are not going to create any infrastructure. We are trying to learn the concepts. Okay. Observe that Terraform apply. See, apply complete. Resource zero added, zero change, zero destroyed. Zero added because we are not going to create anything, right? That's why it's showing empty. Nothing to add, right? Okay. Now as of now, right, I defined my variable. Observe here, just I defined my variable x value as 2. This is the way how you can define. But I want to see that variable, guys, like in your shell script or in your Python, I want to use either echo command or print. So there we are using echo and print, right, in shell and Python respectively. But in your Terraform, whatever the variable value you define, in order to see that value while running your Terraform apply command, see, in shell script, if you want to run your shell script, you are using dot slash shell script name. And in Python, suppose dot slash your Python script name, right? The same way, if you want to run your Terraform files, command is always Terraform apply only. You don't need to give any files. Terraform by default can understand that in the current location, whatever the Terraform files are there, all files will be taken by your Terraform and it will be run. You don't bother about that. Just define your file and always try to apply a command, terraform apply. Okay, that's okay. Just now we defined a variable, guys, x, and that value as 2. Now I want to see that variable value while running my command. I mean, I want to print that on command line. So for that, you need to use like output. Okay, and for output also you have to take some variable. So as of now, I am going to take output is like x out, but you can take anything. Again, this thing first you need to write curly braces. Inside that, right, you have to write value equals to dollar, like shell scripting, dollar from where, right, variable x, from where I want to x value. That's it. Now if I try to run this, right, terraform apply, observe the output. So you are getting it output as 2. Yes, I defined x value 2, and that value I want to display, right? See, suppose you may get some confusion, right? Suppose if I take here x and try to run same command once again, x equals to 2, right? See, while displaying, in order to display, you're using command as output, and there also you have to take one variable. That variable may be your wish, okay? But for better understanding, right, you don't take this x itself, because as of now we are having only one variable. That variable only I want to print, I can take as x, but this x and this x are not equal, they are different, okay? The value whatever we are going to print, that will come from this syntax. From variable I want to print x value. Suppose if I have multiple variables, right? Let me take, guys, whenever if you want to define a multiple variables, right, see, using this syntax you can define always one variable only. Say like x equals to 2, right? That is one variable. Same way if you want to define y equals to 2, first of all this entire is equals to, like in your shell scripting or Python, this entire thing is equals to like this, x equals to 2, okay? But if you want to define one more variable, again you have to do like this. Variable, suppose y variable I want to define, okay, default. So here I am going to take, suppose, terraform. Make sure that whether it is integer or strings, right, you need to provide quotations. See, almost if you see, wherever if you are using some variables, right, something if you are going to use, always there should be a quotation in your terraform. Terraform by default can understand that what type of data it is there, you don't worry about that, but you should use quotations always, okay? That's it. See, now if I use here, again actually I am using output as x, but while printing, right, from variable I want to print y value. That's why I am going to change y. Now observe the output, terraform apply. You are going to get your output as terraform, not a x value, guys. So that's why whenever if you are going to define output, okay, don't take same as your variable names, whatever you define, right, don't take like that. So it's better to take some different variable like x out or y out, whatever it may be, okay? So this is just simply how to define your variable, how to define your variable and how to print your variable, okay? See, guys, in your this syntax, variable x default x equals to 2 I have written, right, okay? In case if I want to read the variable value from command line, say as of now directly we mentioned variable value inside of our script, inside of our terraform file, right? But my requirement is, okay, I want to read my variable value from command line like this. So again let me correlate with your, suppose, guys, let me take my Python file. See, if x equals to 2, right, you are going to print, fix the x value. But if you want to read from command line in your Python, suppose you are going to take something like this, right, input, enter your value, am I right? Let me run this first. Python, your demo py.py, you are going to write some value, right, you are going to get that. So if I run once again, I can provide different value, 56. If I run once again, I can provide some different values, I can see that output as well. The same way, suppose if you go with, the same way, suppose if you go with your shell script, right? See, guys, just I am giving this shell and Python. See, those who knows about Python, just concentrate on Python scripts. Those who knows about shell, just concentrate on shell, okay? Suppose if you don't know Python and if I am giving example from Python, just simply neglect it, you don't consider them, okay? Because you will get confused. If you know Python, you can understand. So suppose if I take shell script, right? So in shell script, if you want to read your variable, right, you are going to take command as read -p, enter your value, your variable. Now let me run that bin bash demo.sh. It's asking some value. Let me give the value 56. If I run once again, I can provide different values, right? That means reading the variable value from command line. The same way, in your Terraform how you can read your variable value from command line. Nothing is there, very simple. Just let me keep those values as it is. Okay, uh, I'm going to define one extra variable here, that is variable from input from command line. Let me take my variable name. I'm going to take, guys, from command line, just that, like this. See, if you want to write a value in your file itself, like x equals to 2, you have to write default equals to 2. But I don't want to write the value inside my Terraform file. I want to read that from command line. Nothing is there. You don't need to write any extra syntax. Just delete this. Just delete the value. So that whenever if you run your Terraform will ask the enter value for this. Observe that. So as of now, right, I am not going to write any default value for this variable from command variable. Actually, this is a variable value. For that value, for that variable, I am not going to give any value here, right? Now let me run this and see the output. Terraform apply. Guys, here you no need to mention which file you have to run. Okay, Terraform will take care about that. Just always run command as Terraform apply. See the output. For variable from command, you need to enter some value. So actually, even this message also we are not writing inside of our Terraform file. So that thing will taken care by your Terraform. Okay, now let me print suppose some 45. Okay, that output is read, that value will be read by your Terraform. But if you want to see that value at output side, right, let me go to our Terraform man, variables.tf, right. Let me print output equals to, instead of y I want to print variable cmd value. That's it. Terraform apply. Observe that it's going to ask something. So I'm going to enter Terraform. See, you're going to get your output as Terraform. That's it. So as much as simple. Compared to your shell and Python, reading the variable value in your Terraform is very simple. Nothing is just you have to define a variable name. That's it. Variable name in quotations, curly braces. That's it. That syntax itself can understand that I need to read some value from command line. That's it. Okay. See, very simple. If you write this, it will read not only one variable. You can define any number of variables, right? Let me take one more variable input. That's it. Okay. Don't forget to place these curly braces. Just run this command. So it will ask your values one by one. Suppose I'm going to enter suppose Terraform. See, once again we have one more variable, right? Terraform enter input variable value. So class 3. That's it. Okay. So guys, compared to your Python and shell, somewhat syntaxes are very easy in your Terraform. Okay. Okay guys, this is very simple about your variables of your Terraform. Of course, we are having some more concepts in your variables. We will see that in next class. Okay. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe my channel to get notifications whenever we post some new videos. Okay, bye.